This is absolutely massive for Boston Celtics fans. Jayson Tatum, the superstar for this team, has been performing at an MVP-like level this year, and his jump shot has been marvelous for this team. And we just have some news breaking down how great his effectiveness from his jump shot has been in the recent months. We'll be diving in, exploring on Jayson Tatum's jump shot, looking at how impactful he's been for the team this year. And we'll also be diving in on Redick, the NBA analyst, saying that he's got the Celtics as the favorites coming out of the East for one reason and one reason only. Kristaps Porzingis. We'll have all of that to break down on this episode of Celtics Digest. I'm Bruce Velez. Before we dive in on this Boston Celtics content, I would like to say that 78.6% of our viewers are not subscribed, and we'd greatly appreciate it if you hit the big old red subscribe button down at the bottom and helped us out get to our goal of 4,000 subscribers. The thousands of you that watch this Celtics content daily and want to make sure you stay up to date on daily Boston Celtics news, hit the subscribe button, as you definitely will not regret it. But let's dive into the news at hand today. Make sure to grab a snack, as today's episode is going to be a jam-packed one. As we dive in, looking at Kristaps Porzingis is the key to success. We're going to be diving in, looking at what Redick had to say about this Celtics team. Now, this Celtics team has been dominant so far this regular season. For the Eastern Conference, the best team entering the All-Star break, and looks like it's going to be making another deep playoff push. And they've added some great names to this team, including Jrue Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. And Kristaps Porzingis has been a key difference maker for this team, in my personal opinion, and Redick seems to agree so as well. Today on First Take on ESPN, they were discussing who they had coming out of the East, the Celtics or the field. And Redick says he has the Celtics coming out of the East just because of Kristaps Porzingis. He's having the most efficient season posting up the bat in basketball in the last 10 years, and that's over Jokic and Embiid. And the reason that he harps over the fact that he's having the most success at posting up in the paint is because Kristaps Porzingis is attacking the mismatches. He is doing that effectively for this Boston Celtics team and bringing that versatility for our squad. Obviously, the Celtics not having, any really post-up players in the recent history, having Kristaps Porzingis being an effective one is great. And his defense is on the same level of Robert Williams from last season, with obviously a little bit of injury history kind of, lingering with Porzingis and Rob as well. Hasn't been as injury-prone as Robert Williams has been in the past. We haven't seen an extended injury, knocking on wood here for the Celtics, but we'll have to wait and see. Kristaps Porzingis has been a bona fide superstar on the offensive side of the ball compared to Robert Williams, being that third-level scorer, being able to stretch out the ball and shoot from three with ease. We saw a couple games ago, Kristaps Porzingis attempted a corner three. He did make it, but it did not count as a three. We saw him get all giddy and do a little happy dance. You just love to see that. He's loving Boston. He's loving the role he's playing for this team. And this team is looking stellar after this All-Star break. Obviously, we still have the second half of the season to go, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. How impactful has Kristaps Porzingis been for this team this year? And do you guys think he is the needle to push us over that championship hump? As a Celtics fan, I was devastated to see Marcus Smart go, but I'm very excited to see Kristaps Porzingis, and he has ultimately turned into be one of my new favorites of the squad this year. Him and Derrick White have really, really embodied that and proven to me that they really want to be here. They really want to compete. They want to give it all to win, and that's what you want to see as a Celtics fan. No ISO ball. You don't want to see any more selfishness. The team is ready to buy in and win as a unit. And as a Celtics fan, like I mentioned, that's all I want to see. But let's keep diving in, looking at the other news today, which we have to break down, which is Jayson Tatum improving his jump shot. Now, this is fantastic for Boston Celtics fans and a lot of people around the NBA. Is Jayson Tatum, is kind of on that fringe MVP voting area where he's one of the best American players in the NBA. And in that First Take clip, if you want to go watch it, Redick was talking about how he wants Jayson Tatum to kind of compete as an American guy for the MVP because there are so many foreign and European guys competing for the MVP. Obviously, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Luka Doncic, Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, even Shai Gilgeous-Alexander being from Canada. All these guys are, as foreign-esque, not US-born players, with Jayson Tatum being that sole guy that's kind of leading this MVP race and kind of competing for the race. Obviously, between fourth and sixth is very, very tough for him to kind of fight through it. But having this jump shot improve might be able to put that needle into him and be able to, thread the needle, move this narrative a little bit further along the way, and push for Jayson Tatum to be in that MVP conversation at the end of the year, leading the best team in the NBA. Even though it is a stacked roster, he's putting up all these fantastic stats alongside this roster. We want to keep diving in. This is from the Celtics Reddit from Drew Hanlon, who had to talk about Jayson Tatum's pull-up jump shot improving over the season, saying his shot pocket was too high on his off dribble jumpers, and we lowered it back to normal when he came to LA around Christmas. Jayson Tatum was shooting right around 30% off dribble threes, and since then, he's shooting 38.4% off dribble threes, which is a massive increase for the Boston Celtics, especially with their three-point usage being such a prevalent part of their offense. This is necessary for the Celtics to help in succeeding in winning, but also to help the case for Jayson Tatum to improve as a player. Obviously, like I just mentioned, Jayson Tatum's with Jrue Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, Derrick White, the most stacked starting five in the NBA, and he's still putting up fantastic stats. If we want to look, 27 points, 8.6 rebounds, 4.8 assists, 47.5% shooting from basically 48%, 36% shooting from three, and 82% from free throw, all doing this with another superstar on his team and all-star in Jaylen Brown, and possibly, and arguably, if you ask people around the NBA, two other all-stars that definitely got snubbed in Kristaps Porzingis and Derrick White. Jayson Tatum is playing with basically four all-stars and putting up 27 points on a nightly basis, and he is leading this team to the first seed in the Eastern Conference. I don't know what you can ask more of for an NBA player. Jayson Tatum has been proving us wrong and proving all the haters wrong for the Boston Celtics, and that is what I love to see. People hating on Jayson Tatum, saying he wasn't going to be that guy, calling him a glorified Paul George at the early on of his career, saying that he wasn't going to live up to the hype, and man, he is doing it. And I am ecstatic. We want to keep looking in. We want to look at some advanced stats here for Jayson Tatum. Kind of look in. We can see from his jump shot percentage, 38.6% from the field, from three, 36.3%, with an estimated field goal percentage of 50%, which is pretty solid. Also assisting on plenty of jump shots and plenty of layups, helping out with the Boston Celtics. We want to look at his quarter shooting splits. You can see he's most effective in the second and first quarter, as he tends to slow down into the fourth and the third. But in overtime, Jayson Tatum loves to heat back up for the Boston Celtics. As you can see, his three-point percentage in overtime in the 3 games the Celtics have played is 67%, which is absolutely ridiculous. This man loves to heat up, especially when we saw him play against that Minnesota Timberwolves team when they came to Boston, had that rematch. It was fantastic. He lit it up from 3. And Jayson Tatum, man, I just want to keep talking about him. He's just a fantastic player. As a Celtics fan, I know that he's the best player on this team, and he should be my favorite player. He's not, but I really do love what he does for this organization, what he's been doing for the community as well, helping out with SoFi, doing all these things. Jayson Tatum is emerging in front of our eyes as a league-changing superstar and even possibly 8th base of the league. With some of these guys getting older and with these newer stars rising up through the ranks, could Jayson Tatum possibly at once be the face of the NBA or one of the faces of the NBA if he is not already? We already see him participate in the three-point contest, being an announcer. We already saw him, getting some announcing gigs at the All-Star game, getting some communication, and he ranked 3rd in the player vote or the fan voting for the All-Star game. So Jayson Tatum gets his love. Honestly, though, very excited to see Jayson Tatum improving his jump shot and looking better for the Boston Celtics, as Drew Hanlon, the basketball coach and great basketball mind, has been training with Jayson Tatum for a couple years. Obviously, it is fantastic to see that, and we hope that Jayson Tatum can continue this hot streak of shooting, continuing into the playoffs, so the Boston Celtics can make that deep playoff push that we all want to pursue for Banner 18. But let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below about JJ Redick's comments on Kristaps Porzingis and the Celtics being the team to come out of the Eastern Conference and Jayson Tatum improving his shot. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are, and I thank you guys so much. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.